Hey, hey, what's happening, everybody? Wait a minute. Hold on, I skipped a step. Alrighty, hold on. Markers! Whatever. My markers can be over there, actually. Uh-oh, what's up? I see you. I see you. I see you. Hold up, I need to figure out where I... Oh! Let me take my AirPod out. Probably confusing. Gear. I gotta figure out, too, how my, Hold on, y'all, let me switch shirts. And why are you in uniform? And why aren't you in uniform? That's how I meant to say. That's how I meant to say it. Give me a second. Give me a second. This is perfect. I'm giving people a chance to step up into the stream. That's what it is. No. No, I didn't forget to put on my own merch. And so I'm trying to like stall. It would be crazy. You guys are crazy. Nut jobs. Slander! Slander! Come out to Woodshed tonight. Hey man, thank you. I don't think I'll be able to make it tonight. But I don't put it past me. In fact, no. We're gonna put it in there as a no. Alright, that I can't make it. But I'm gonna try. But I make no promises, big dog. Alrighty. Excuse me, let me get my hey. Wait, give me a second. Now wait a gosh darn minute. Oh, well that's why. Why did it put... Sorry, give me a second. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're watching on here. Now we're watching on here. All right. Okay, let me know if my Instagram is still good. Okay. Let me know if that's still working, because it's acting a little goofy on my end, so I can't really see for real. All right, hold on. Wait. Un momento. Sorry, guys, I never made y'all wait like this. Hey, I didn't even got to. I'm trying to pull out my old phone, but I'm not sure where it is off the top of my head, and I'm not going to make y'all wait like that for real. So, let me just... Alrighty, hey. We've got hey-heys in every ways. Perfect. Let me know if y'all can see me good. I can't really tell under these conditions. But, what's happening, you guys? Let me actually see. In the future, I'll need to know. Okay, about 3 minutes in is when I really got started. Alrighty. What's happening, everybody? It's, sorry. In my brain's anxiety. I'm pissed because I'm not sure where my old phone is. And that should not be anywhere weird. It should be in this bag. But normally I pull that out so I can like watch my streams and see. Haha, here it is. God dang it. Lord have mercy. The things I do for love. Here we go on. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Sorry, guys, if anyone is in here. I'm just trying to hop on my... So let me actually do me a favor. Do that. Now do this. Oh, yeah. Great. Now I got my old phone out, too. So I should be able to give me a more accurate play-by-play of where I am. Let's see. It's pretty far behind, though. So, sorry. I'm just trying to... I need to be doing these more often because it helps me make sure that I'm good. You know, here we go. Alrighty. What's happening? It's your boy, Hannibal Collins. We 5 minutes right on the dot. Perfect. It's your boy Hannibal Collins. I'm sorry. Anyway, hold on. Dang it. Dag nabbit. Let me know if the Instagram is still on. My computer made a fool out of me. Shoot. Live? Go on to my live. Make sure that I'm good. Okay, well, perfect. I guess I'll take it. All right. Nice. I got that one over there. Alrighty. Everybody, what's happening? It's been a minute. I've missed you guys. Y'all see I've been doing some more streaming on the game. I've been working, I've been dealing with a bunch of stuff on the home front, and finally made some progress yesterday on some personal business, and I finally was like, let me go out, hit some comedy, just go to an open mic. And this was the magical part for me, because sometimes it be happening like this. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even have anything to do when I go on stage. Last night I was like, man, I don't want to just be home all day, and I really want to go out and do comedy, but I can't even think of any new jokes to do. So, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just go. What's happening? I see you joined in. T. Kingsby. Oh, y'all didn't tell me Kingsby was in here. Hey, dude, that's one of the goats out here in the desert, bro. Kingsby's the man out here. Look, I'm not allowed to pick favorites. Okay, but my money was on you to win World Series of Comedy 2024. That's just me. All right, that's just me. But what do I know? I think you should go back, because I feel like you kill, and even then, the amount of networking and the opportunities. Anyway, look, I don't work for them no more. Granted, big fan. You got it, big fan. Anyway. So back to it. I'm just talking about comedy and some writing, and let me know if I'm off screen as well, because I kind of am not able to really see. I was too drunk. Thank you for saying. Can't see now. Thank you for saying it. That's all. Thank you for saying it. I didn't want to say it, but if you say it, it's okay. If you say it, it's cool. No, but anyway, I was too drunk. It's crazy. If I really wanted to go full unk, I could be like, see, this is why that's actually really important when it comes to comedy: accountability and knowing yourself, and then like keeping it anyway. But we're probably going to yap about stuff like that. That's what we do here. All right, I use these to help keep me accountable, to also kind of write the way that my brain works, because I like to yap, and the pen to paper is tough for me, trying to find ways, because I'm not trying to be good, I'm trying to be great. And I realize that in order to be great, you have to, you got to be able to think outside the box, and you got to be able to play with your weaknesses and understand the for real anyway. So I use these sessions. This is the LAFORATORY. This is the laboratory for the laughs, right? We be working on stuff. I'm going to work on some new concepts. And I was just talking about where some jokes, inspirations will come from. I don't know about y'all, right? But for me, like last night, I've spent all day doing stuff, and I was just sitting at home playing video games, and I was like, I don't want to just stay home. I want to go out and hit some open mics, but I ain't had nothing to do. I ain't have no new jokes to work on. But I was like, dude, let me just go, right? So I went. And once I got to, first spot I went to was, I think it's called the Rose Bowl Open. I'm not sure, but it's an open mic that they're doing out there. I went to that one, and first time going there too. Sometimes I had to catch myself, because I was like, do I go to Bridget's, where I've been there before and I've done really well, or do I go to this place I've never gone to the open mic before, because I might not be able to hit both. And sometimes I just go, I'm just going off for adventure, so let me go to somewhere new. Anyway. Kind of getting rambling. Trying to take my glasses off so I can look handsome, but then I can't read none. So, anyway, here we go. We locking back in. That way in post, I'll know what I was that's where I actually want to start from. Them big claps. Boom, boom. Okay, cool. Now y'all gotta let me know if I'm on frame, because it is a little bit challenging for me to balance both of my stream angles at the same time. This is like right in the middle for both. So I got to try and play here. And I can be soft knees, be athletic in here, and I kind of stay in the middle. Anyway, I need to put a mark, like when you're on a TV show, like, I'm filming a TV show. Uh-oh, Ben Brainerd, what's up, Ben? Thanks for popping in for a second. I'm just talking about comedy. Comedy! I was talking about it, and last night I had I went out to the open mic. I didn't even know what I was going to do. I was like, man, like, I didn't want to just sit home, but I didn't have any new jokes to do. So I went to an open mic anyway, and then, like, as I'm sitting down there, I'm watching the other comics perform. I was like, you know what, hold on. I've wanted to do jokes about going to therapy for a while. Let me just do those. Now, this works for me, but it might not work for you if it just depends on your style of comedy and then, like, your background going into it. I got a lot of theater and a lot of improv in my stuff. Plus, I realized my job working with game show battle rooms, I'm doing improv every single day. But anyway, sometimes for me, if I'm hitting a roadblock about jokes and I got a couple things I want to say, I just kind of riff it, go on stage and attack it, But I found out this is my secret. Right? My secret, and this is just based off my style of comedy, is if the energy in the crowd is good, right? I notice, especially when I'm doing shows where I'm not even doing my material, like the accent shows, and I'm just up there, it's magic. I notice I'm doing a lot of this. And I'm bouncing around a lot more. And a lot of my inspiration and magic will come from the physical activities, right? Long story short, I go out to this open mic with no idea what I was going to do, and then just by being out and being around it, I said, let me do this thing that I've always wanted to try to make sense, and then I started doing it. And then sometimes, and this is what this is all about, it's about balancing the artistry and the magic of comedy with the technique and the math of writing it. Last night, I had to kind of attack it like a gorilla. Just bang my head against the premise in a room full of people. I've developed the type of skill set where things can make sense to me as I'm in the middle of doing them. I know where I want to end up, but I don't know how to get there. And so if I just sort of Wu-Tang with it, I'll find my way to it, and then you work back. Anyway, because I'm going to be on here till about maybe 6, maybe less. It just depends if y'all having a good time. I'm having a good time. I just got like 2 bits I really want to talk through. One that I had been working on, one that had been in my head. The premise is about me going to therapy. And then last night, and I'll tell you this too. I'll bring it up when we get there too. When it came to my jokes about going to therapy, I had one punchline that I thought of when I thought of the idea years ago. Well, not years ago. Like months ago. It's funny, my therapist was like, well, you should write comedy about going to therapy. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't want people to think I'm soft. But what I did figure out, I had this, and we'll get to it later. Anyway, you know what, that's enough of all that. That's enough of all that. I'm trying to see if I can get a clip. I'm nervous of riffing this out and whatever. But yeah, sometimes it helps to just be in the space. And what's happened to me in the past, I'll talk about this another time because I don't want to stay on this. I really do want to work on these 2 concepts. One of them might get me in trouble, but sometimes the nights when I don't want to go out, or when I feel like I might not want to go out, that's when the magic happens. I went out to a club, I went out to an open mic one time, ended up getting booked. Because I was like, I ain't doing it. I guess I'll go out, do an open mic. I think I might not even been feeling well. I think I might have been feeling a little under the weather, but I was like, nope, I'm going out. Went to this open mic, got to see the club owner, got booked. So sometimes that the magic is right on the other side of busting it wide open and doing it anyway, getting in there. Anyway, let's talk about these two premises. I'm not going to worry too much about the colors that I write these in, but here we go. Okay. So, tough. Y'all gotta be patient with me. Y'all gotta be patient with me. Let me actually see. I'm gonna swing this over here so I can see what I'm actually showing y'all. Can y'all see that? No, I don't think you can see that. Nope, you can barely see it because this is too bright. I'm not too sure how to fix that under these circumstances. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, because if I kind of block the light, which will make it not glare as much, then you wouldn't be able to see anything on here. But anyway, heck it. Here's what we're going to do. I mean, okay. You know what? Nope, I'm just going to kind of work outside. So, therapy. Okay, cool. Right now, I think what I've got for this probably is coming out to about 3 minutes. Probably not. No, definitely not even. It's probably more like somewhere between 1 minute 30 seconds and 2. I'm still doing a lot of repeating myself. And what I might do, we might just riff it out. We might just riff it out for a quick set, just so I can, because this, like I said, sometimes this is how my brain works. I got to get the framework because I know what my punchlines are. And then we do the webbing. We make it make sense after having the bones. You feel me? So, let me see. I go, these are the punchlines I have so far. I got my cousin, my dad, I got breakthrough, I didn't mean to type the whole word. That doesn't matter. I didn't mean to write out the whole word. I'm writing breakthrough. Yeah, that works perfect. Breakthrough. I wonder if I zoom on this later, if you guys will be able to see it better. Anyway, come on, lock in. And then, actually, now I think about it, there's 4 punchlines in here. Okay. It's actually not bad. I got, there's 4 different chunks to this joke, and I'm going to riff through them. Now, one of them, this is the thing, man. I am like largely PG-13, but that's not by deliberate design. Like, most of my development as an artist came from doing the poetry scenes in Orlando, and I realized that doing comedy in those kinds of spaces, you learn to do a lot of, I've developed into an artist that is like, I build my material so everybody can enjoy it. That doesn't mean that I'm up there like, oh boy, oh massa. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not shucking and jiving for the man. But to me, the point of comedy is to make everybody laugh. If some people get offended at your material, that should be because that person's soft, not because you're a jerk. Right? And to me, that's what happened. That's what got misinterpreted from the PC culture era. I think a lot of people got burnt and scarred, and they learned the wrong lesson. So what they did is they got mad at being PC, and then went to being jerks, went to being, offensive for the sake of being offensive. And look, I will name no names, but to me, that's why a lot of this, a lot of the comedians, that's why some of the comedians who their brand is off being shocking and being offensive are starting to not do as well. It's because they forgot the sauce. The point is this: the goal of comedy is to be funny. Everything else, in my opinion, is how do you do that? Do you do that dry humor? Do you do that like being offensive? Do you do that as an angry person? Do you do that as a sweet little dainty person? But the ultimate goal is to be funny. If you are offensive with your comedy, the goal is still comedy, and offensive is the style to the dish. You see what I'm saying? So the goal there should always be to seek to be funny and to create stuff that is funny. By the way, one of the secret sauces of comedy is authenticity and is truth, which is what makes comedy so cool compared to other art forms, where with a lot of other art forms, it's all about how well can you play someone else. But with comedy, it's all about how well can you be yourself, or how well can you present yourself, because there is still performance in it. It is still presentation. So it's not as simple as just go up on stage and yap and ramble. There's art to it. But the secret to it is getting as authentic as you can. And the more authentic you are, the better the stuff is going to be. I think that's for two reasons. It's number one, that's where like the most sustainable stuff comes from. The most sustainable material you'll make is going to be stuff that's based off you. It's going to be a lot of the stuff that can't really be stolen because it's about you. You know, nobody else can really go out there and tell this story about things specific to your life. The other I use the word secret so much, y'all swear I was a grifter. But the other reason why, I'm losing my train of thought. The other reason why authenticity is key when it comes to comedy is because, in my opinion, that's what the audience thinks they are getting. The audience, right, because they're seeing a comedian, they're not seeing an actor playing a movie. They're not seeing a singer in a concert. They're seeing a stand-up comedian on stage. I believe that the audience thinks that they are getting to hear you. What is important to you? What matters to you? What do you really think? So if you can give that to them on stage, the connection, right, between you and your audience is going to be better because you're giving them what they actually wanted. You're giving them what they thought they bought. I want to try to go into it another time, but I think the whole why a lot of things and industries in the world around us are falling apart is because they have forgotten the plot, and everything comes from the quality of your product. The only reason that people are eating McDonald's today is because they have provided a quality product. That doesn't mean the food is good. That doesn't mean the food is high quality, but they provided a quality service. Their food was affordable and their food was fast, so you could rely on them, and they were fulfilling that need, right, that their customer base had well in a quality manner. McDonald's isn't the biggest company in the world because people like McDonald's and because of brand loyalty. No, y'all are this big because you did a quality job. And if you start to forget that your entire foundation, your entire empire is based off the quality of your product, based off the quality of your service, your empire is going to fall apart because you forgot. And sorry, I said I was going to ramble about that a different time, but then I got on the rails. I'll try to make this the last thing I say about it. But to me, that's what's happening with movies and video games and even in our politics. People have forgotten that the only reason any of this exists is because of the quality that it is supposed to have, or the perceived quality of that thing. The only reason that Marvel had such a massive cinematic universe, which they still do, but the only reason that they got to Endgame is because of the quality of the movies and the media they were putting out up to that point. Eventually what happens is they get so big they forget. So they want to chase that cheddar, right? They get obsessed with trying to chase the cheddar. But once you start chasing the cheddar, you forget why you had it in the first place. The only reason y'all got rich, and I would argue, I challenge you to find examples of that in your own experience or in just from your perception of the world. Where does it look like industries have forgot that the only reason they are where they are isn't because of brand loyalty, isn't because people loving them, it is because of the quality of the service they provide, or the quality or the perceived quality of the service that they provide. Let's relate that back to comedy. I think that that is one of the things that makes comedy one of, if not the most magical of performance art forms. Because the more authentic you are, the more that you can give the audience what they think they're getting, the better you do. So the better the quality product you give them, which on the one hand, that means your technique. How well are you writing, the types of jokes you're writing, and how effectively are you telling these stories that you're trying to make. But then also balancing that with being the most true. When they see a comedy show, they think they're getting the truth. And unlike with acting, unlike with acting, I hope y'all can't hear those burps. They're super quiet, but I'm embarrassed about them. Anyway, unlike with something like acting, where the goal is to make someone believe that this is true, right? With comedy, the secret domain expansion technique is to actually be, I should have did it this way, actually be what they think to a degree, right? Because the magic in comedy is still in the perception that this is so easy, right? But it's actually not. It takes a lot of work. And we're going to get to these bits because I do really want to run them. And I'm kind of just, I've made a post. I wanted to go live as well. Follow it up. Ooh, make it look like I'm a real content creator, hey. But we are going to run these bits. I'm going to talk to y'all about the second one. But it might be old by the time I can actually do it on stage. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so that to me, that's the secret sauce about comedy, is that the more authentic you can be, the better. And that's great because the audience thinks they're getting the authentic you. So the truer you can be to the audience with a purer product, the better. And to me, there's no better way that could be. Wait. You're telling me the more honest I am with you, the better product I'm going to make you. And then because the product is going to be better, you're going to pay more money to see me more times, or pay more money because my tickets are worth that. Which then means, right, I am self-inspired to be honest with my presentation. Because again, and I want to make sure people don't get caught up in that idea. I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about comedy is that there is a difference between that there is an inherent difference in the value in material that is written and stuff that is not. That's not where the authenticity comes from. It doesn't come from, I didn't write this. Stuff you didn't write isn't more authentic. It's just less refined. The authenticity comes from where the story comes from. And the master comedian would be one who can tell stories like those people that be like, I don't be writing my material, I just be saying what happened in my life. Which is what you'll notice. A lot of people that are amateurs in comedy say that like they on to something. And you don't realize, no, you apply technique to optimize the presentation of these authentic stories, right? But the act of applying math does not diminish the authenticity of what you're making. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that is actually going to come out to be a pretty good clip later, because I just yapped, and we ain't did nothing. 30 minutes in, and we ain't did nothing. Jeez. Okay, somebody is in here. I'm not sure who's in here still. I know because my Instagram is telling me there's 2 people in here. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to know who's in here. If you are in here, say a little something. We about to actually hit some work. I'm going to try to do these more often so I can yap less, and we can work more. Great. Yeah, we eat fruits in this mug. No. Anyway, whoever's in here, say a little something. You ain't got to yap too much. Let me know you're live. Let me know I'm not here yapping into the ether. Eating on a stream like a real streamer. No. Okay. So, here's the stuff on this. One of these. Oh, this is why, I'm sorry, I get sidetracked. We do that here. But, hold on. Okay. If I can do this often enough, then I'll learn where I should be standing for stuff. You feel me? Anyway, one of these is inappropriate. Now, one thing a lot of people, I don't know, very few people probably know this, but when I had to move here to Phoenix, that was actually kind of part of my thing. I want to get more comfortable doing dirtier humor because I don't really do dirty humor. But I want to be good at that. You know, as a samurai, as a practitioner of the craft, I don't want to be somebody who can only do clean humor. However, we're not going to get into it. Clean humor is the move. Do not listen to it. Do not listen to it. Clean humor is the move. And I think clean humor, especially at a certain level, requires more technique. Because anybody can get up on stage and use the F word and, like, make you think they're funny, right? But it takes a samurai to be masterful with their words, and that's what you want. You don't want to just be saying, I'm just up here saying wild stuff. I'm just up here saying wild stuff. But you want them to feel like that. And I would argue that. I know I'm going to say it a lot. That's one of the things you're going to hear me say a lot. Every comedian who you think is just up there saying wild stuff, if they're big and famous, they either aren't actually just up there saying wild stuff, they are actually using technique, or they should use technique. If they aren't, they would benefit from it. I would go as far as to say, as a samurai and a practitioner of the craft, I would bet that the people who are big that don't use technique think they don't need to use technique because they're big, you know? But it's actually a misconception. Adding technique will only make you better, especially if once you learn how to use these formulas in your way, right? Anyway, I know way too many comedians who are good, who think they're great because they don't write their material. And that's not what makes you good. That's not what makes you great. You know, I can't tell if anyone's in here. If you're in here, say a little something. Oh, thank you. Thank you, KJ. I appreciate that. I would also say, what is it? I was saying that, oh yeah, that's not what makes you great, is the fact that you don't write your material. I would argue that if you break it down, what makes somebody great who just shoots from the hip is the same. We might have it. Here we go. What makes two gunslingers great is the exact same thing. Whether he shoots using the scope or he fires from the hip, what makes those gunslingers great isn't the amount of effort they put into it, it's the fact they hit the target. So a lot of people who shoot from the hip go, I don't want to use the scope. I don't want to do it official, right? I don't need to use it official. I've always been good without doing it official. Doing it official is not going to make you less good, because the reason you're a good gunslinger is the same. It's because you hit the target. Now, by using technique, you become the master of how you hit that target. And I bet the people who shoot from the hip don't realize they're doing the exact same things. They just don't know they're doing them, right? Holding your breath before you pull the trigger, but you just been doing it. You don't realize you're using technique. Anyway, by the way, I think I can say that because I'm a person who's been naturally gifted with being funny. My parents were funny and stuff like that. So I'm actually learning technique on the back end of my career. I've always just sort of had that natural zhuzh. I've always had that natural Wu-Tang to what I'm doing. And now I'm going back and applying technique. And you feel me? Sorry. Anyway, hold on. KJ, do not leave. We're going to run through this. If you can't read it, let me know. I know it's really bright because the light's hitting this. I'm not sure how to do that different. But we're going to run through this, which is my newest set. I just went out last night and just did. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? This is definitely not 3 minutes. When I riffed it, and especially once I clean it up, it won't be. Once we trim the fat, it is not gonna be 3 minutes. And y'all gonna see. I'm gonna try my best to just shoot this from the hip. And then we're gonna try to go back and clean it and try to see if I can find some more things to add into here. This would be a great thing to be able to do 5 full minutes on. But then my other one, we'll talk about it in a second. Hold on. Harris, what are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm watching videos.
Okay. You need to be up here?
Huh?
You need to be up here?
Upstairs?
Yeah.
No, I'm just watching videos.
Okay. You're in a weird spot. You're sitting in a chair in the hallway. You're not downstairs or something. Okay. So one of these bits I want to do is a little inappropriate. I'm going to need y'all to tell me. Oh, hold on, let's see. Don't leave, please. But let's see. Okay. I'm trying to make sure. I don't want my little brother in here. Is outside. I don't want him to hear me do one of these. But I'm hoping y'all can hear me. And I don't know if y'all be able to hear your boy. That's what I'd be worried about. I'm getting distracted because my framing is different on my computer and on my phone, as far as my streams. So it just makes it weird. Like, I'm perfectly centered on Instagram, but I'm off to one side on YouTube, and it just throws my brain off. Plus, I want to watch here so I can see my levels. Anyway, all right, here we go. All right, we're just going to dive into these jokes. This is the way I've been doing them yesterday. I haven't done these for more than a day. Last night was the first time I did these on stage. All right, anyway. Okay. So I started going to therapy a little while ago, and thank you guys, thank you. It's kind of weird. Therapy's a weird thing to start doing, especially to start telling your family. Because I told my cousin, I was on the phone with him, and he was like, man, what, therapy? Man, that's stupid. Man, we would have just walked it off. But can you put $40 on my commissary? Because I'm looking for some cigarettes and some ramen noodles. Help your boy out, okay? Like, crazy, dude. I told my dad, and I was like a little nervous to tell him. But when I told him, he was like, wow, Hannibal, you're so brave. Like, see, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. So I was like, man, my dad being pretty woke for me. I was happy. I was proud of that. But then my birthday came up, and he got me a RuPaul Drag Race Season 3 box set. I'm thinking he misunderstood what I was trying to say. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Plus, I'm sure he was talking to his homies like he's the man. He's like, dude, guess what? My son felt comfortable enough with me. He came out. That's right. Told me he's going to therapy. We're going to go get our nails painted next week. Catch up, fellas. All right, 2026. But it is weird, though, because, trying to do therapy is interesting. Because I think a lot of people don't go because they misunderstand it. A lot of people, they try to treat going to the therapist like going to the doctor. But I think it's a lot more like going to the gym, right? You go to the doctor when something is broken. But you go to the gym to get strong and to stay strong. It's way more preventative than it is reactionary. And you can't treat therapy that way. You can't go there after you broke something. You can't be halfway through killing your sixth white woman and go, oh, I think I need a friend right now. I think I need somebody to talk to. That is far too late. At that point, you're not getting a therapist. You're going to jail. You're going to prison. Yeah, it is crazy, though, because now that I'm doing therapy, dude, I be trying to get other people to do it. It sounds like I'm trying to sign people up for one of those multi-level marketing schemes. Bro, I'm telling you, dude, you got to get in here, man. You got to get in here. But I've realized that therapy is like healthy people's One Piece. Because once you start, all they do is tell you should do it too. Bro, no, I'm telling you, dude, you got to start. You got to start going to therapy, dude. Oh, my God, you got to start going. It's going to suck. It's going to suck for 500 episodes. Right? But then, after 500, then it's going to be, when it gets good, it's going to be good. Well, because I've been doing it since about maybe October of last year. And now I'm scared to stop because I think I'm going to be hooked. I'll be 6 months away from my therapist talking about, hey man, come on man, dude, can you just ask me what it was like when my dad left, bro? Like, come on man, dude. Hey, I'll make you feel good for a breakthrough. Come on man, just help your boy out. I'm shooting forgiveness straight into my veins. You might be strung out in the back of a Chuck E. Cheese. I was like, what's he on? He's on personal development. Oh, another brother gone. Another brother gone. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I didn't keep time with that. There was a couple of new little bits that I threw into there. Oh, Jason, what's happening, Jason? What's happening, Jason? Let me know if you're still in here, Jason. Jason who? Okay. Jason Menez. Yeah, so if y'all can see, that's kind of that. You know? But I feel like I can get more in there. I feel like I can make a lot more happen. But even then, now this is the thing too. If you watching me and you're like, man, I want to do it like that. I've been doing this for 12 years and I did a lot of theater and improv and stuff before this. What I just did for y'all is pretty much what I did last night already with some cuts made to efficiency. You know? There's a couple spots in there where I really want to work on the wording and tweak it because I know my wording is specifically I think about the going to therapy, the doctor in the gym. I know that I need to draw that connection faster and simpler, you know, but I'm not sure how to do it. People treat going to the doctor because I think it's in the way I'm doing it right now, and the more I work on it, I'll figure it out. Anyway, you know, let's play with it while I'm here. Who cares? Play with it. Because what I'm saying is people treat therapy like going to the doctor when they should treat it like going to the gym. But then what happens is, this is what I think is happening that makes that weird. I'm talking about the gym connection when the punchline is based off of the doctor connection. And I'm trying to figure out how do I do that? Because right now I'm going doctor, I'm going doctor, gym, right? But then when I do my explanation, I'm explaining it, gym, doctor, and I feel like I spend a little weird amount of time on the gym because I want to end on the doctor. So again, this is simple, right? You want your path of least resistance. So I probably should go gym. People should treat therapy like going to the gym, but they treat it like going to the doctor. You go to the gym to get strong. You go to the doctor when something is broken. See, it'll take me time. We'll figure that out. But even in that, my brain maybe is running too fast, so I'm like overthinking these steps. How do I make that clear? How do I make that make sense? It's not that hard, though. This is why we do these, by the way, because it just formulates these outside of my head. And I also think for pattern-wise, if I go gym doctor, then I want to end gym doctor. So you go 1, 2. It's like 1, 2. Here I'm going 1, 2, 2, 1. Because I'm ending on gym to explain the connection to the gym. But I need to get to the punchline, which is on doctor. But at least right now in my head, I'm not sure how I would word that so that I can explain them both. But maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just got to explain them both as one thing. Then do the comparison as one thing rather than trying to do it like that. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. It's a slight bit of technique. You know, technique in the writing. Hey! What the hell? What happened? Hey! What happened to my... Hey! Live ended? Why did my Instagram live end? Live ended? Why did it end? Dang it. It's always something. I don't know why that ended. My internet didn't act a fool. Nothing got cut off. Sorry, hold on, guys. A little technical difficulties. Man, I don't know why that live ended. I can't imagine why that happened. I already refreshed it over here, so they just not going. Alrighty. I'm not going to keep y'all too much longer. I might just call it. I hate to do that because I feel defeated. Trust issues. I've not had that happen. And that's not even longer than I've done it before. That's not even the longest that I've streamed for. So I don't know why that's... Sorry, getting distracted on a reel over here. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Well, dang. Man, where'd that happen at about 40 minutes? But let me be thankful. I'm glad that I have my old phone and that I'm able to use my old phone because that's what let me know my live stopped. And I took all that extra time up top. To actually get my live working on there, and I'm glad that I did because then I was able to realize that it stopped. It did stop my whole flow, but it's not the phone's fault. So I was thankful. Lord Jesus. Man. Okay. I'm going to say this now, because I'm going to let y'all go in a little bit. About 40 minutes away. Yeah, so that's that. That's that stuff with as far as therapy and my jokes. You know. The other thing I wanted to work on, but we don't really have time, and I'd like y'all to tell me if this is old, but all that stuff about the Epstein list and the stuff with Bubba, the premise I want to have with it is that bigotry might be good. This might be the one time that bigots save America. So to me, we need to make them as this is me working it out right now. We need to make the bigots, right, the people that are homophobic. Right now, don't let them cook, but turn the heat up. We need to have pride parades in every city. We need to have RuPaul Drag Race right now. We need to have a, what is it? I don't know what they call it for America's Got Talent challengers, whatever. We need to bring people back. We need to get a season going right now, because we need to aggravate those people so bad that they don't just let what happened in the Epstein's files slide because it's their boy. You know what I mean? We got to make sure they aggravate it. But the thing is, it's in their face, but not pretentious. It's like, oh, look at us. We just, hey. By the way, as a person, look, take what I said with a grain of salt. I'm a heterosexual. All right. So it's crazy. I'm over here playing chess. Well, we got the king, we got the queen, we got the queen, we got the king, we got the Yas queen, and I'm playing chess. Don't let me run the game. Don't let me run marketing. But I'm just, see, that I could make that work if I do it on stage. Because what happens is I spend a little too much time in my head on a concept like that. And I haven't been out to do open mics as much. That's the type of thing I would go out to a real good room and just yap and then see where I can take it. Then we go back and start applying the technique. Then we go back and we start applying the technique. But I just love that concept. Bigots? Wait a minute. We might need to let them cook. Like, I've never thought I'm gonna look at the current administration and the Klan, and it's gonna be Godzilla 2018. No. Let them fight. That's what it was. That was the punchline that I want to get to. With this one, with my therapy jokes, it was the One Piece line. I thought of that, and I even said that to a couple people, but it's weird out of context, and even when I've done it on stage, I did it 3 times yesterday, and each time it hit like one white dude in the audience. These weren't big audiences. The first place had 3 people in the room, 4, counting the bartender. The first open mic I went to yesterday had 4 people that were not comedians, and there wasn't even anybody. There was 4-ish. It might have been 4 stand-up comics in there, and then those 4 people in a big room. It was incredibly weird, but I'm up there working material, right? Plus, I'm going to give y'all a show, period. If I'm doing my material, I'm going to try to do it the best that I can, even if it's new stuff. The second place I went to, smaller spot, intimate room, but that room is really good, and this stuff worked there too. Then the third spot I went to, all comics. There was 2 people, I think. 2 people that were not comedians, and 1 comedian brought his girlfriend. Other than that, everybody else was comics. And when I did the One Piece joke, when I did it the first place, this dude, the one guy that was there with his girlfriend at the first spot, he died laughing. His girl giggled a little bit too, but it ate him up. And then after, he was like, bro, man, those jokes were for me. He showed me he has One Piece Luffy tattoos and anime tattoos all over him. So of course, he's gonna eat. That's gonna eat with him. Then when I did it at the second place, it did pretty good. I didn't get a good look at everybody that was in there, but again, it kind of very niche. And then when I did it at the third place, it was this dude there with his girlfriend, and he laughed hard, and it did okay with the rest of the room. It wasn't bad, but it did all right. Because One Piece is such a niche thing, and especially the fact that One Piece people are crazy about it and they want you to do it so bad, is pretty niche. So, but that is a joke that I know. If I ever did, if I do another MegaCon show or something like that, they will be carrying me out of there on their undeodorant using shoulders. That joke will hit them so perfect. Woo! Just the thought of it. Woo! They're going to cook. It's going to cook. Anyway, I'll cut it there. And appreciate you guys for hopping in. Everybody that did. I don't know why the Instagram Live went down, which sucks because Instagram's where most of the people actually watch me. So I'm like, man, I feel silly. I got to figure out why that happened. My computer didn't go sleep mode or nothing. I'm just literally looking here and it just stopped. And it hasn't done that before. Right? Yeah, no. I've played for good amounts of time. Anyway, we're not going to worry about it. Thank you guys for your time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Y'all know why I do it. What I do it for. Anyway, love y'all. Peace. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. I should have ended on peace. That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to go for. Bam.